A soldier excitedly called his parents, saying, "I'm coming home." "When will you be back?" his parents asked joyfully. "I'll be home tomorrow," the soldier replied, "but I want to bring a friend with me. He's lost a leg and is blind. I hope you'll treat him like family." Hearing this, his mother became angry and exclaimed, "No, don't bring him here. We don't want to take on such a burden." His father, though silent, nodded in agreement. Days passed, but the soldier never came home. Concerned, the parents started searching for him. After weeks of looking, they discovered he was staying in a rundown apartment in the same city. Rushing over, they knocked on the door. When it opened, they were shocked to see their son standing there, but he only had one leg and was blind. Tears welled up in their eyes as they stared at him. With sadness in his voice, the son said, "That soldier I told you about, that was me. I just needed to know if I would be a burden to my own family. Sometimes, our rejection of others can unknowingly wound those we love the most. Cherish your family, accept them unconditionally, and support them, even in their hardest times. No one who loves us should ever feel abandoned." That day, he was sitting in a coffee shop waiting for a friend. A girl walked up to him and asked, "Are you here for the blind date arranged by Aunt Wayne?" He looked up at her and realized she was exactly his type. Thinking it might be a lucky mistake, he decided to go along with it and replied, "Yes, I am, please. Have a seat." On their wedding day, he confessed that he wasn't actually there for a blind date. His wife laughed and said, "I wasn't either. I just used it as an excuse to start a conversation with you." A sudden earthquake turned 300,000 residents into disaster victims. A father, after ensuring his injured wife was safe, immediately ran to his son's school. Seeing the ruins, he cried out in despair, "Amanda, my son." He then knelt on the ground and wept. After his tears subsided, he suddenly remembered a phrase he often told his son, "No matter what happens, I will always be with you." Calming himself, he located his son's classroom and began to move the rubble with his hands. Other parents saw him and kindly tried to dissuade him, saying, "It's too late. There's no way they could have survived." The man remained undeterred and continued digging for several hours. His fingers bled, his body was covered in dust, and his eyes were bloodshot. Suddenly, he heard his son's voice from below, "Dad, is that you?" The father shouted excitedly, "Amanda, my son, it's me, I'm your dad." In the end, Amanda and 13 of his classmates were rescued. When people can't foresee the outcome of a situation, they shouldn't give up easily. Your persistence and determination might lead to an unexpected and positive result. On a cold night, a billionaire encountered an old beggar outside his gate. He asked him, "Don't you feel cold without warm clothes outside?" The old beggar replied, "I don't have warm clothes, but I'm used to it." The billionaire answered, "Wait a moment, I'll go into my house and get you a warm coat." The poor old beggar said happily, "I'll wait for you, sir." The billionaire went into his house and got busy there. He forgot about the old beggar. The next morning, he remembered the poor old man and rushed out to find him. Unfortunately, he found that the old beggar had been frozen to death. He looked around and saw a note written by the poor old man. It said, "When I didn't have warm clothes, I had the ability to overcome the cold because I was used to it. But when you promised to help me, I clung to your promise, which depleted my resistance." This story tells us that if you can't keep your promise, don't promise anything easily. It may be just a casual remark for you, but it may mean everything to others. A pig, a sheep, and a cow were kept in the same pen. One day, the farmer caught the pig, and the pig started squealing frantically. The sheep and the cow, annoyed by the noise, said, "He catches us all the time, but we don't make such a fuss. Why are you reacting so strongly?" The pig responded, "It's completely different when he catches you compared to when he catches me. When he catches you, it's just for your wool or milk, but when he catches me, it's my life at stake." Different perspectives arise from different circumstances. People in different situations often find it hard to understand each other's feelings. Instead of gloating over others' misfortunes, we should maintain a heart full of compassion and understanding.